Okay, we're live here. For those of you tuning in while you're at work or at home or whatever, welcome to episode 12 of the Wolves Coffee Hour. It's kind of bittersweet moments here. It's the end of season 1, so a lot of haters out there said we'd never make it this far. They said you're never gonna get 12 episodes. A lot of chatter out there on the internet, but here we are. We made it. So
the haters
silenced everyone. Silenced everyone a little bit. So today we're going out with a bang. We got cross country here today, but before we get to that, we're going to tell you guys how you can get involved. If you have any questions, comment on this Facebook video or on Twitter, and that's at @GoWolves, #Wolves Coffee Hour. To ask some questions, you got some burning questions for the cross squad here. As always, yours truly, Adam Leach, and co-host Austin Heeb. How's it going, man?
Good. It's Friday. It's awesome. How are you doing?
I'm rolling. We're just it's a great day.
The mustache is back to looking solid.
I appreciate that.
You've brought it back. Nice.
It took a couple episode hiatus, but figured we kind of end where we started. Stay true to the roots of the show. Why people are fans. We're sticking true. But people aren't here to. Yeah, people are not here to listen to me talk. So without further ado, we've got head cross-country coach Livia Wallace coming into her 3rd year with NSU, 2nd year as the head coach here. And then we got Jorge Garcia, Sarah Schafer, Jackson Harrison, and Livia Wallace. So we'll go through kind of get what you guys are up to. And, for some people who are just Wolves fans and maybe just finding this show, give us your name, what year you are, and then kind of your event specialty within running, just in case people aren't familiar with your face or your name. So we're gonna kick it off with we'll go Jorge here. So we start off kind of a rundown. What's popping on Netflix for you? What music? What's going on in life here? Are you in Aberdeen? Are you at home? Just paint the picture of a day in the life of Jorge here. What's going on?
All right. So, of course, number 1 is training, running more mileage than I have since I've ever started. So going into my super senior year, so 5th year senior, it'll be fun. Redshirted cross country last year, so hoping we get a season this year, and fingers crossed and that everything goes well. And yeah, so taking training a lot.
Oh boy. Jorge's Wi-Fi is kind of going sideways. We're power through. We're gonna go to Sarah, and if Jorge comes back, then he comes back. And if not, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Sarah, what's going on?
Well, I'm Sarah.
Jorge, if you can hear us, get some better Wi-Fi, buddy. Plug that baby in. Sarah, go.
Okay, I will be a senior. I guess this is cross country, so we all run the same distance, but I kind of focus on the mile and track. I am staying in Aberdeen this summer, so I kind of just work and train, and that's about it. I work out at Wiley Park. I take care of the flowers out there. That's pretty much all I do. So
sounds kind of like a peaceful, relaxing job, though, right?
It really is. It's so nice. Yeah, it's really fun.
That's an awesome gig. That's cool.
You're saving the bees. Right? That's the kind of people we need.
And it's
good.
So satisfying to just watch my flowers grow. I'm taking pictures of them like every couple weeks so that I can like look at them as they grow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That is really cool.
So yeah, I work there. I get off at about 3:30 because we start pretty early. So, and then I just kind of hang out. Hope that the day cools down a little bit, and then run in the evenings usually. Sometimes I'll get up and run in the mornings because I really don't like the heat. So I try my hardest to avoid that. Yeah. Any Netflix shows? I don't really watch.
Yeah. Can I get a movie? What about a movie recommendation? Give me something.
Okay. Well, actually, I really like The Bachelor. I know that's so cheesy, but I've been watching that. That's the only thing I watch. I don't watch Netflix or movies, but I do watch.
This show is a no judgment zone. As soon as we get off, I'm going to judge you. But for the next hour, you're good. You're good. The Bachelor is safe for now. Okay. it looks like Jorge's picture's looking smooth. 1080, just HD right now. Jorge, back to you, and we basically just pretend like we didn't hear a thing because we didn't.
Okay. Where did I leave off? Because for some reason my internet completely disconnected.
Okay, so you were talking about summer training, higher mileage than you ever have, and then take it from there.
All right, sounds good. I was wondering why everyone paused for a second. I was like, looks like no one's moving. But
Yeah,
we didn't.
Okay, so yeah, so training has been crazy because we're definitely going up on the mileage. I got this 100-mile week soon to come, so we're excited to see how my body handles that. So training definitely been the priority, and then working at Foot of the Rockies out of Cheyenne. I currently live in Pine Bluffs, Wyoming, just a small town of 1,200, 45 minutes outside of Cheyenne. And then I do the commute over there, and then I work at Foot of the Rockies, a running-based shoe store. So I get to meet a ton of runners every day, and then a ton of people that just need good shoes, you know. So running shoes are more than just running shoes, you know. It's a good pair of walking shoes and everything. So yeah, I enjoy doing that. I've met several runners from all over the world. I've had a guy from all the way from Australia who is doing a cross-country trip through the United States, and he wanted to run all over the place, and he stopped by our little store to get some shoes and keep the run going. And then I've met all the way from people from Canada that were doing crazy runs in Colorado, and just those ultra marathoners, and it's awesome. You meet a lot of great people, so it's a job I really enjoy. And then other than that, I've been definitely gaming a little bit. I'm a big PS4, and then I'll be playing a lot of FIFA, and then a lot of Call of Duty, of course, just trying to entertain myself like that. And that's pretty much been it for me. So
that's awesome.
The FIFA references take me back to college. The FIFA references take me back to college.
Yeah, PS5 comes out the next year or so start saving that lunch money. Good stuff, Jorge. We will let's go Jackson here. What's going on?
I'll be a junior this year. For track, I do the 5K and 10K outdoor, and then indoor I'll do the 3K, 5K. I work out at the movie theater. Obviously hasn't been open, so I've just been, this summer I'm taking genetics, so it lets me focus on that a little bit more, get the work done. And then I've been running a ton. Jorge and I have the same distance every week, so we've been hitting high mileage. I think this week's going to be close to 80 miles, and it's just going to go up to 100. So I guess Netflix, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's a pretty good show. I like that one. I've watched it twice now since it's been on. But yeah, that's about it, really.
That's good. You know, especially, you know, not having a job right now. When you do get up to 100, it's not almost, but it is kind of a challenge to do both, would you say?
Yeah, I've never done 100, so we'll see. That should be exciting. I'm kind of excited to actually say I've done it. Go and tell people, yeah, I've run 100 miles in a week before. It's like stuff like that.
Yeah. Before we get to Livia here, so just give people a kind of a frame of reference. You know, I think people hear 100, and you're looking at, would you take a day off in there? You go 7 days. So I think if you do 7, that's like 13 miles a day, and you'd get 101. So what's kind of what does a 100-mile week look like for the people who maybe don't know?
Well, like I said, I've never done one, so we'll see. Right now we're doing like, this week is almost 80, and I had a 15-miler on Monday. And then right now we're doing timed runs, so like I have 2 50-minute runs, and then the rest of them are an hour and 5 to an hour and 10 minutes. And if it's an hour and 5, I can usually hit 10 miles. If it's hour 10, 11 miles if I go a little faster. And so it's kind of just the weekly layout. And then the long run every week goes up by about a mile. And then this is the first week this summer that we're doing running 7 miles, or I guess running every single day of the week, so 7 days a week, before we've had a day off. So
it's good. You guys are getting after it here. We'll go to Livia Wallace for this next kind of life update here.
So yeah, like you said, my name is Livia Wallace, and yes, Coach Mahaffie and I have the same first name, which is pretty cool. And I'm gonna be a senior this year. My major is art education. I don't know if we're supposed to say our major or not. I was gonna bring a coffee mug to
Works for me.
more sophisticated. What? Oh, sorry.
Oh, nope, you're good.
Okay, I was gonna bring a coffee mug to like look more sophisticated, but I forgot, and all I have is this can of paint, so I'm just gonna pretend. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I'm gonna be a senior at Northern. Like Sarah said, we all run the same distance in cross country. Our racing distance for like the bigger races, like conference and stuff like that, is a 6K. For those who are watching and don't know, but we do race some 5Ks like earlier in the season sometimes. Training is going well. I'm not at as high of mileage as Jackson and Jorge, but that does have to do with them being guys and us being girls are built differently, you know. So, but yeah, training is going well. I'm running a lot. I'm working at Casey's, the gas station, 40 hours a week. I'm the assistant manager there, and my schedule is kind of wacky right now. I have the day off today, but the past few days I've been working from 3 to 10 a.m. and then I sleep during the day. So it's kind of inconsistent when I run. So, but it's fun. It's a good job, and I've learned a lot. So, yeah.
Is it tough
3
not
to
to eat
10
a lot
a.m.?
of pizza?
What did you say about pizza?
Is it tough not to eat a lot of pizza? I would eat a lot of pizza if I worked at Casey's.
Yeah, it's so tough. There's fresh pizza and fresh donuts every single morning, and I just like look at them and like smell them, and then I walk away.
Their donuts are good too. I forgot about that's a whole new thing I'd have to get over. Oh, it'd be terrible for me.
That's some serious discipline. And, you know, have you guys, I see the girls team running up and down Melgard every once in a while. Have you guys been able to train a little bit as a group? I know maybe not the whole team has the right work schedule for that, but you guys that train as a squad here a little bit?
Yeah, we've been able to. Okay, well, we actually, all of us that are upperclassmen all live together in the same house. So Livia's just downstairs right now. It's really convenient to just, like, whenever our work schedules are kind of like opposite sometimes, but whenever people are around, we usually have someone to run with. And if not, like, if it's an off day or like someone already ran, like, people bike with us too. Like, there's always, it's rare that we have to run alone, which is really nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, that motivation's key. Last but not least, what's going on in the life of Livia Mahaffie these days?
Well, so, you know, right now it's just really hitting the recruiting hard. So obviously the athletes are training on their own weekly. I'm sending their training plans to them. Our recruits too, I'll send out a monthly plan for them. So they've started their training as well that are coming in for freshman year. But outside of, I would say that and recruiting, I got a bike a month ago or two. So I've been biking a lot. And that's kind of fun. Something new for me, you know, usually I'd be running, but it's been kind of nice to try something different, a new form of exercise. And then yoga. I know I was doing yoga a lot before the quarantine and COVID and all of that. So I believe the studio opened back up. So I'm going to start getting back into that.
Good. Yeah, you know, you're like biking, you're like quads get tight, you know, legs get tight, so yeah, yoga will come in handy. What else we got? Any movie recommendations for the squad here?
Oh, yeah, actually, I just started a really funny series. Have you guys heard of Schitt's Creek?
Heard of it, not seen it though.
About basically this family, they're really rich and they lose all of their wealth and they have to live in a motel. So the dad bought a town. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The dad bought a town for his son as a joke, and it was called Schitt's Creek. and then they lose all their money, and all that they can do is go live in this town that they own, and it's about like them trying to like get their way out of poverty, basically. And it's hilarious. They have really no touch with reality.
For people watching, I believe it's SCHITTS. Just
Yes.
for clarification,
Yes.
in case that wasn't clear, in case you don't know, no, I mean, she's not swearing. It is a last name of the people in the show, I believe. With that, that's a good segue as we're going to get into our theoreticals here. So Austin and I are going to go back and forth. We're going to ask you maybe kind of some off-the-wall questions, and then we're going to call on each of you for an opinion. So get ready to think on your toes a little bit. And I'm just not going to take one-word answers here. So you're going to have to expand on whatever you give us.
Explain
Austin,
yourself.
Yes, expand. What do we want to do here? Do you want to start, Austin? Do you want me to?
You go. You let her rock here. I'll follow up.
Okay. We'll ask one question. We'll go through everyone. So the first question is, would you rather go back to being 18 years old, knowing everything you know now, or get $1 million right now? And we're going to start with Livia Mahaffie.
You know what? I really did enjoy being 18. It was great, but I feel like my life to this point has been pretty good. I feel like I've done everything I really wanted to do. College went well. My running career was great. Got my master's degree. I wouldn't go back. I would take the $1 million for sure. Then I would invest it.
That's such a wholesome answer. I love that. That's awesome.
I love how invest it. It's like I don't know if anybody watches Friends. It's like those sort of friends. But what are you gonna do if you win the lottery? Probably invest it. Oh wow, dream big.
Well,
it's just it's funny that
my boyfriend too
though.
works at Schwam Financial, so I would probably
it's the
have
right
to
answer.
invest my money.
There you go.
It's funny. No, that's absolutely what you should do. It's funny. No more people like I'll buy a boat or no invest it.
Yeah.
Take the smarter route.
I guess some of the athletes are not as far removed. You'd maybe only be going back a couple of years here. But Sarah, what's your thoughts on this one?
I feel like I haven't. Okay, I've learned a lot since I've been 18, but I feel like I haven't changed a whole lot. So I would probably just take the money and I would pay off or like pay for school. Maybe pay for school for like my sister and like pay off some stuff. And then maybe, investing it sounds like a good idea. I might buy myself a few things first, like a new phone probably, or like treat myself a little bit, but I would have to put that money away so I don't get too crazy.
Okay, we're 2 for 2 on taking the $1 million. Jackson, what's the thoughts on this one?
I would take the $1 million. There's no doubt in my mind. I'd only go 2 years back, and come on, that's not much of a difference. So, be a millionaire.
When we're done,
drop 2 years. I'd take $1 million.
I have a point to make when all you guys are done, but we'll just hold off on that.
I think I know where you're going. I think I know where you're going to go, but let's see.
We'll find out. Livia Wallace.
I would also take the $1 million, and like Sarah said, I've learned a lot since I was 18, but all the experiences have been like good experiences, and I've like learned by living through them. But like I also wouldn't want to go back to being 18 because I had to take this algebra class my freshman year, and I do not want to relive that. I don't wish that upon anybody. So I would not go back to being 18. I would take the money now. I'd invest some of it, but I'd also buy like a conversion van, and I'd travel to like all the national parks, and I don't know, probably learn how to play the guitar or something. Buy a guitar and learn how to play it. So yeah.
Okay, 4 for 4 on taking the $1 million. Jorge, please surprise me on this one.
Dude, I want to, but man, you gotta think, it's like $1 million, bro. Like,
yeah.
So, 18 is a hard age to not want to go back to. I feel like 18 was like that was probably one of the best years ever. It was I remember winning state for cross. That was here in Wyoming. That was a big deal for me. It was great for our team. Like we've been working for that for such a long time, and coaches have been waiting for it. I had family members and then friends around the community was like, hey, are we winning state this year? It was like, oh, we're gonna try, but it was such a great year, and to relive those memories would be crazy. It'd be awesome, but I'm gonna have to go with the million, man. Like those memories are great, and I have them with me, and I wouldn't want to change them any other way. So
that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, it's awesome. And then with the million, man, there's so many things you could do. Vacation home in Mexico wouldn't be bad. I probably throw that in there. I love traveling. I've always wanted to go to Spain. Italy has been ever since I met my teammate Ricardo. He invited me for a camp there in Italy, and I'm just like, man, that would be great. So definitely a lot of travel to be using those millions.
There you go.
I'd like to buy the fancy running gear too. So those recovery boots have always been an investment that I've always wanted to do. And heck, I'd throw a pair or two for the cross country team. And then I don't know how much it could cost to make a track, but see if I could convince people of Northern to
Look at
make
that.
it.
That's great, Jorge.
What a guy.
I love that answer, Jorge.
It'd be cool because my principal here back in 7th grade in Pine, he retired and he like bought the school track, and it's cool because now he has a track named to himself. It's like Binning Track, and I'm like, I want my name on the track now, Garcia track.
You'd be the first. You'd be the first. You'd be the first person ever to be running on a still in college and to have the track named after them. That would be absolutely electric. I usually don't ask Austin. I usually don't ask Austin these questions, but I'm so hoping for someone to say that they would go back to 18. Austin, are you taking the million?
I usually just give you my opinion without you asking. I'm taking $1 million. I mean, I have not learned $1 million worth of stuff in the last 10 years. There's no way. There's no way I've learned $1 million. But the only reason I would maybe go back is because the last 10 years has been a lot of fun. But I've had a lot of fun in the last 10 years. It's been, met a bunch of really good friends. Reliving all those experiences would be a blast. Like that's the only thing that kind of makes me want to go the other direction. But I will side with everybody else and I'll take the $1 million. How about you, Leach?
That makes sense. Well, I'm glad you asked. I am taking out the max college loan you can take, like everything. I'm taking out everything and I'm putting it on Zoom, and I'm walking away with 5 times as much money as all you guys, and I'm riding off into the sunset with way more money. And I'm 18, so, do with that what you will. Now that money would take a while to pay off, but long run, I think I maybe am coming out ahead. Now, maybe I'm not judging the stock market right, but anyways, Austin, you better take it from here.
All right, so our next theoretical. Where should we start here? Let's go with Olivia Wallace. All right. Would you rather go back and live 50 years ago, 50 years in the past, or go live 50 years in the future?
Kind of like a timeline episode here. Like we're just doing time travel questions.
Yeah.
Right. I would definitely rather go and live 50 years ago. Because that would be, hang on, I told you I'm bad at math. We all know this by now. That'd be like the 70s, right?
1970s.
Yeah. That's correct.
Yeah.
Confirmed. 70s confirmed.
I don't know, like some things with the way that our world is heading now, like morally and just like all the crazy stuff that's going on in 2020. I don't know what the future is going to look like. And that's kind of the exciting and scary part about answering for living in the future. But, I know what happened back then, and there are some things that happened that weren't great, obviously, but I feel like my dream conversion van and I would fit just right into the 70s. So probably I'd go back in time 50 years.
All right.
Yeah, that's kind of, like what you know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same theory. When I looked at this question, Adam, I kind of thought the same way you took the last question. I was like, well, I got a pretty good idea. It's called Facebook. Jackson,
The Beatles broke up in the 70s, so that, bumps in the road, I guess, but whatever.
Right. Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
Jackson, what do you think for us?
50 years from now in the future.
Oh, why?
I could do things that aren't imaginable right now, let alone 50 years ago. And so it'd be kind of cool to see how stuff has changed and evolved, like technology and everything. Things that we think's cool now probably, or like what people thought was cool back then, we think's stupid now, probably the same thing 50 years from now. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
I can see that. That's understandable. I can get on board with that. All right, Sarah, how about you?
I would for sure go back 50 years. I know it wasn't that long ago, but like I'm a big history buff, and I just like love. If I could like just go back and just live through things, it just would be so much different than learning about it, So that would be super cool. And I don't really care about like 50 years from now. It's actually kind of a scary thought. And the music in the 70s that like came out was so good. So that'd be fun to like, I don't know, just experience that rather than just like listen to the stuff with my mom,
No, absolutely. Jorge, what do you think?
All right. I apologize about my internet. I have no idea what it's doing, so we'll see how long
You're
it
right.
lasts. But I think I'd go Marty McFly style and probably go to the past, and then I wish I could go back to the future, but But no. I think it'd be more because those tales that your parents tell you of the things they did back in the day. I would love to see that. Like my dad had the whole afro going on, so I'm like, I want to see that. I really do. He had a good looking mustache like my friend Adam here, so like I want to see like what my dad's life was like before.
You're scoring points here. You're scoring points.
All right, Coach, round us out.
But no, like.
Oh, Jorge, keep going.
Oh no, I just be cool to just see like past relatives, seeing how they grew up, great grandparents. I think that would be the coolest thing, and getting to know like a little bit more people the family members before me. So it would be a good time.
We could see if they actually did walk uphill both ways.
Yeah.
We can go fact check that. All right, Coach, what do you got for us?
So I would still go with the future. Just like Jackson said, it would really be interesting to see the technological advances that would take place and, experience them at a young age rather than an older age. But I do like what Jorge was saying about going back in time and seeing kind of what your parents were like in their younger years. I think that would be really cool. I didn't think of that until you said that, Jorge. So that's neat. But I think I'd still go with the future.
All right. That was a nice little split there. All right, Adam, take us to our next one.
Oh man, we got a lot to choose from. Let me kind of gauge the room here. Let me think.
Actually, Adam, excuse me, before we move on.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Yeah, I know what you're going to do.
What would you take?
50 years in the past or 50 years in the future?
Yeah.
I'm going past. I'm going 50 years in the past because I get in trouble with my parents amongst other people for like not answering my phone and like not texting people back and stuff. And I would just love to have that off my shoulders forever. So I just looked it up. The first mobile phone was invented in 72 or 73, but obviously it didn't have texting. So I could still call people, but I'm off the hook for just constant communication. Like, that's like maybe the sole reason I'm going back to the 70s, So maybe if I had more time to formulate an answer, I do think the advanced technology would be cool, but I want no technology.
I like that. I'm on board.
It's ironic as we're doing a show on Zoom, but we're just gonna roll into the next question here. as technology is like most of what makes our jobs possible, and I'm out here bashing it. We're gonna go with, okay, if you had to shoot a free throw, you make it. This is phone related, so okay. If you make the free throw, you get $1 million. If you miss, you never get to text again. So make it for $1 million, miss. So 2 questions with $1 million involved. So high stakes today. Sarah, what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I obviously do text people, but kind of like you were saying, I feel like losing that technology would probably be okay. I could be disconnected and that would be fine. I can call people because I like talking more anyway. So I would definitely take the money.
It's really, it's a no-lose situation.
Stole the words.
Yeah.
No-lose situation.
Jackson?
Do I get to use other apps like Snapchat and stuff?
You could use the pictures, but I'm assuming you couldn't use the texting function of Snapchat, because otherwise that would be a workaround, and obviously you would shoot it. So we'll say no text communication, period. So it's basically voice or picture.
Email.
Where
are we at with emails, Adam?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
a big
that's different.
Emails, that's a big part of it, though. Can you email?
So emails on your computer, but if you use email on your phone, that's essentially the same function. So I'm going to say laptop or desktop emails. Otherwise, like no mobile texting, I think would be fair. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Or like you couldn't use Facebook Messenger on your desktop. Ground rules, right? Does that change your answer, Jackson?
It probably keeps it the same. I probably wouldn't just take the free throw. I like texting.
Yeah, true. Probably be hard to like stay in contact with a lot of people. Not everyone always has. It's like not necessarily you want to call people. It's if other people want to answer your call is the hard part if they're busy or not. Livia Wallace.
I don't really care that much about texting. Like yourself, Adam, I'm really bad at getting back to people. And then I'll go 3 days later and be like, oh, sorry, forgot to text you back. I'd rather just call people.
Yeah.
So what were the 2 options? Like make this free throw, or you just take the
make a free throw for a minute. If you make it, you get $1 million. If you miss, you can never text again.
Oh yeah, I just take the ball and I chuck it the other way. I can't really aim anyways, so I'd be like, nope.
Oh,
but
that's a unique answer. So you're just like whiffing on purpose.
She doesn't even want the money.
That's savvy.
Yeah, I just take it.
God, I love that answer.
But
that's good. Oh, who we got? We got Sarah and Coach Livia left. So Sarah, you go first, and then we'll round it out.
I already went, so Coach Livia can go.
Yeah, Jorge. You have Jorge.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Jorge's left.
Oh, okay. There. Is he?
Okay.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
All right. This is gonna be. Of course, this has to happen. But anyway, I'd probably take the free throw, because I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm not on my phone very often. I don't like being on my phone. The only apps I have is Snapchat and Facebook. And Facebook I was voluntold to have, just because past coach when I went to Gillette Community College told me that get Facebook, so I get the Facebook Messenger, and that was just a good way for us to communicate. So I would have never got Facebook if it wasn't for him.
But Jorge, you do have WhatsApp though too.
That's true. That is true. That's to keep contact with the relatives in Mexico, because it's pricey to get a phone plan for Mexico, Canada, and U.S. I found that out.
Yeah.
WhatsApp is a good way to communicate with the family down there. So that's the only reason why I have it. But no, you're right. I'd probably take the $1 million, because I think family members in Mexico would be really happy if I spoil them too. Like, sorry, I can't text you back. Here's whatever. And then
here's a smooth 10K. Just chill.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine. You not being able to contact me for a while, but I'd probably go with the $1 million.
Okay, Coach.
So this is a game changer. You guys didn't think about voice to text. So I would shoot the free throw, get the $1 million, and if I miss, I do voice to text because I'm not technically typing in a text.
So you would just leave voice messages, like
Yeah.
recorded voice messages.
Yep.
That would work.
You broke the code.
Sorry. So,
Broke the system.
No, that was good. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's the point.
So
This
kinda-
is the point.
That's the creativity that we
Technically,
need.
you know, I'd shoot for the $1 million. Hopefully I'd get it. Maybe practice some free throws, you know, beforehand. And then if I miss, voice to text.
Yeah, that's good. Wow. Someone in the comments just said that I would fit in 50 years ago due to my mustache. That's just slanderous. We'll not stand for that kind of comments on this show. Unacceptable. Okay. Do we want to do one more, Austin, or what are we thinking?
Yeah. I got one on man, there's some good ones on here. I'm going with this one. I think this is a good one. For the rest of your life, would you rather have your own personal chef, masseuse, or chauffeur? Let's start with Jackson.
Chef.
Chef?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you said? Or?
Yeah, it is. I choose that 'cause, what was the last one? Chauffeur?
Chauffeur, chef,
Yep.
masseuse.
Yeah, see, I've never gotten a massage, and
You should.
chauffeur, that might just feel a little annoying. And chef, though, I mean, you have to eat, and sometimes you don't want to make your own food, so you could have a chef and then have them like, oh, I need running healthy meals. They could just make it for you. You don't have to worry about it. You just buy the food, they make it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well,
I
in a
think
lot
it's
of
really
cases,
a
I
two-
think
I
the
think it's
chef
really
would
a
buy the
two-choice
food.
deal.
Yeah. I was going to say the chef would probably buy all the ingredients themselves too.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sarah, what do you think?
Masseuse for sure. I love
Yes,
massages.
that's where I'm
and
at.
like and also being a runner too, like just so many tight muscles, like hands down. I like the chef, I wouldn't need that. I don't know. I like cooking and I also like cooking the way I cook. So I probably wouldn't like the way other people cook. So and then driving, I can do that myself. I don't like driving and I'm not a very good driver, but like I can still do it. But the masseuse would be hands down the best. I would love that so much. And they're so expensive too. So to have that just like a personal free thing would just be really, really nice.
I agree. I love driving, so I don't like the chauffeur. I wouldn't even want that. So it's really a toss up between chef and masseuse for me. Jorge, how about you?
So I was thinking about this one because having a chauffeur would be kind of nice. But I enjoy driving too. And then just that 9-hour commute to Aberdeen, it's a little too long, but I still enjoy it. And then the masseuse, I have a foam roller, so I'm like, I think I'm good with that, you know. So
It's not the same.
that covers to me that covers the masseuse. I'll be fine with that. And if I make that free throw and get the $1 million, I'll have recovery boots on me too. So and then going on, it'd be chef. Definitely chef, just because so I was spoiled as a child. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I was an only child. My mom's like, focus in school, I'll cook for you. Like that's how it's gonna work. And I'm like, this is life. Like, it was great. Enchiladas, tacos, chiles rellenos. Dude, we're talking the whole shebang.
I'm hungry now.
It was amazing.
I'm hungry now.
But it was when I went to college that I realized I messed up. Like, I didn't know how to cook a thing. And I'm just like, Mom, we did not think this through very well. I was like, I make a mean cereal, but I just think we need to know more than that. So this summer has definitely been a work in progress. My parents, due to COVID, my parents traveled to Mexico and were unable to return because flights being canceled. So I've been home alone for the last month without my parents. I was in college before, so it wasn't bad. But they were doing they were doing a long staycation, and then it turned into an even longer staycation. So they already had planned to stay 2 months. So now they're on to 3 and 4. But so learning how to cook, I can't tell you how many Chef Gordon Ramsay videos I've watched this last summer, man. Like it's probably been at least 15 hours. I've been learning how to make stir-fry pork chops, meatballs, some spaghettis. We have definitely been improving. So I realized after there was one day that I ate cereal for breakfast, I ate mac and cheese and Chef Boyardee for lunch, and then I had a pizza for dinner. And I'm like, okay, Jorge, we gotta do something.
We gotta figure this out.
And also remember your coaches on this as well. No, I'm just kidding, just messing with
I was
you.
gonna say, Jorge, with those 80-mile weeks, that's not gonna cut it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So, Chef Gordon Ramsay has been an inspiration in terms of my cooking. So we've definitely been ramping it up in terms of knowing how to make food. I bought some ingredients that I've never even heard of before. Thyme, basil. I'm like, I've never heard of these things in my life. So learning how to use these different recipes, it's been a growing season for me. So definitely been giving my mom some calls too. As like, okay, Mom, like I need to learn how to make the beans you make, the rice, the enchiladas. Like it's go time. Like we have to grow. So the chef would then I would no longer have to worry about cooking, so that I would kind of enjoy that. And there's something with being a runner and cooking, like it's I've kind of realized I should make my food before I go for a run, so then I'm not starving afterwards. So having a chef to do it all for you would just be beauty. It'd be great.
Yeah, I agree. Chef is a very close second to me for masseuse, but I enjoy also making food, but man, having it ready for you at that high quality would be awesome. All right, Livia Wallace, what do you got for us? What do you think?
I would definitely also say masseuse because I love driving around in my little car and listening to music really loudly. And I feel like if I had a chauffeur, like it would just be kind of annoying to like ask them all the time. Like I wouldn't want to inconvenience them by asking them to like blast every single song like on full volume. So I wouldn't say chauffeur, and I wouldn't say I was thinking in my head either masseuse or a chef, but I'd say no to the chef. And like Jorge, I grew up in a home where my mom is like an excellent cook, and I didn't really have to do that a whole lot. And I was an RA for 2 years, and so I had access to the den. This like during my whole college career, which is where I ate most of the time, and that was awesome because I didn't have to worry about cooking. And also like Jorge, I've had to learn how to cook a lot this past few months, just kind of being thrown into it. But honestly, like I think it's a really good skill set to have, and it's one I want to like continue to expand. So like I wouldn't choose to have a chef so that I could keep learning, because I made this garlic bread the other day. And I'm not saying that's the best thing to live off of, but it was really good. So if I can make that good of garlic bread, maybe we can like start working our way up. I don't know. So I'd say
awesome.
masseuse. Because, yeah, that'd just be really handy to have. So no pun intended.
And I'm also when I cook, big believer in garlic. I think garlic goes lots of places. All right, Coach, what do you think?
It's kind of a hard toss-up between a masseuse and a chef, but like Sarah was saying, I really do like to cook too, and I feel like I'm a decent cook, but similar to a lot of you guys, my mom kind of, when I grew up, did not really teach me how to cook, so I had to learn it on my own, but I feel like I'm sufficient enough in the kitchen to be fine, and I love massages. I mean, there's nothing better than a massage, and especially like as a runner, someone who works out. When you're sore, there's nothing better than, a massage. And if it could be like an unlimited, like you could go an hour, 2 hours, doesn't matter. You don't have to pay a ton of money. It's free. I would definitely go with the masseuse.
Like it. Leach, round us out. What do you think?
I'm not typically one to disagree with people, but, on this one, I have to. I'm going chauffeur. It's like the least practical, but it's the coolest.
You're such a contrarian.
Like No, so I'm just saying, like, I'm assuming if I have a chauffeur, it's a nice car. So it's like I pull up, get out of the back of the limo, immediate, first impressions are important. So I'm just hitting home runs on that front. Oh, I want to go to the Black Hills. Yeah, warm up the car, buddy. Like, we're leaving. I want to leave and go somewhere. 6 a.m. I need to go to like Sioux Falls or something. Yeah, I'm leaving at 6 and I'm sleeping. And, the chauffeur's just taking the reins. Like, you never have to worry about driving while you're tired. Like, just like unreal. I think you could get a lot of work done too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working on stuff. I don't know. It's the coolest. I've no other argument than that. Like, I think just the factor of having a driver is sick. Well, I think we're kind of rounded out in theoreticals. So we're gonna kind of switch gears here and ask you guys a little bit of some serious questions, about the season and about the future here. So we're gonna start with Sarah. You're going into your senior year here, and you ran a college best 5K time this year, and that's hard in a sport where it's you got to stay healthy for long periods of time, and you got to stay healthy for a whole season, and then within that you got to stay healthy for 3 years to get better. So talk a little bit about now coming into your senior year, like how do you stay motivated when you're probably counting high school, like ninth, middle school, 8th, 9th year of running. What is that? How do you stay motivated for the better part of a decade?
I guess my motivation is kind of coming from I am a senior, so I have that 1 year left, just kind of to do my best. I have one more chance, one more season, to just be with the team and contribute what I can. And actually conveniently, I'm taking this time to Coach and I have talked about this to just really work on that staying healthy and really just trying to get in that cross country shape as best we can. Without having that outdoor season, we were able to do that a lot more a lot easier, which is kind of sad. But I guess motivation just kind of comes from honestly the team. There's just a lot that comes from the girls, especially living with them. I see them working hard, and I'm I want to have that really strong team and contribute as much as I can to them. So I would say my biggest motivating factor is definitely just the girls and our team as a whole. So
absolutely, yeah. The team motivation is huge. You don't want to kind of dishonor all the hard work they put in by not matching that yourself. That's a great answer here. We'll let Austin take it away with the next one here.
All right, we'll go with Jorge. Jorge, you came to Northern from Gillette with a 5K PR of 15:48. There was probably a lot of interest from schools during your recruitment. What made you pick Northern?
There was actually not a lot of schools, to be honest with you. We had a weird situation in Gillette where the first year we actually ended up not having due to some bad financial decisions on the part of our coach at the time. We ended up we didn't have an indoor or outdoor season my freshman year of college. So we only had cross country. And so that was hard. And then next year comes by, we have a new coach on staff, and one of the best coaches I've ever learned. I've learned so much from him. He was a good inspiration to the team and to everyone that still kind of keeping contact with him. So he taught me a lot and really allowed me to grow. And so yeah, it was with him. We did have a really good cross season. We were ranked 19th in the nation going into nationals, and we ended up pulling away with 4th. Third gets a trophy, and so we were one spot away from getting it on the podium. But we did win our National Coach of the Year. So that was our trophy. He even said it. He's we came here to get some hardware, and we did. Of course, this isn't a reflection of just me and my coaching, but this is a reflection of what the team did. Because in order for me to get this trophy, you guys had to do your part. And it was cool. That was our little trophy, and it was a great memory. And then I was on this hype because my times were just improving so much that during the between the cross and indoor season, I started training like a maniac. And during that time, actually, I had to get my wisdom teeth pulled out. And during that, I went from a 70-mile week to a 30-mile week, and then back up to a 70-mile week or 75. And for those of you that don't know running, that's not good. Those 30-mile jumps out of nowhere, not good for a runner. It has to be nice and steady. And I did that just because I was like, what's 1 week? I'll just start where I left off, and didn't tell my coach that, and I got injured because of it. I had a IT band syndrome, and then I wasn't able to go make nationals for indoor. And then I made nationals for outdoor. But now we're talking May. We're talking I'm a sophomore. May, I'm finally posting the times that would attract coaches. But May is already too late. So I called every coach I could. I kept all my letters from high school, and I called every coach that I kind of knew of, telling them, hey, I promise you I'm good. And they're just like, sorry, man, if we don't see freshman year, they didn't see any times. All they had for me was freshman year cross times and sophomore year cross times, and then indoor no times for either year, and then outdoor I was just starting to get healthy and just starting to post the times, and it didn't look good on my resume where I was at. So I called a Bierke out of nowhere. He sent me a letter back when I was a senior, and never really reached out to him when I was a senior, but I decided to reach out to him now. And then I just kind of called him on the phone. I'm like, hey, here's my situation, and he was just like, well, nice to meet you. And then it was one of those things. Very, very rare do you just get a runner just kind of reach out to you like that. And but I told him my story. I promised him I would be one of his top athletes. And it's kind of scary to just kind of throw that out there, and really having to trust an athlete, trust his word, because that's honestly what he was trusting in me. And he did, and it was great. I ended up being I was our number 2 guy, potentially number 3. Jackson was right on my butt during my freshman year, and then now he's kind of pulled away a little bit more in front. And then I ended up beating our top runner at the last meet, and that was kind of one of the goals, to like certify myself as one of the top athletes, because I promised that, and I told him I was going to do that. And even though he's not coaching us anymore, I still wanted to set that. So yeah, not a lot of recruiting options, and that's how Northern ended up being the option. Also, of course, they had Spanish education, which is what I was going into, and that was the fit. So they gave me the opportunity, and I had the education, and not a lot of colleges did that, even after I called and promised them I was good. But so Northern, that's why.
No, that's awesome
right.
too. You know, to love running enough to just, you know, get on the horn and start calling people is really a testament to your dedication. So we're the benefactors of that, and we got a great runner here now. So thank you for that, Jorge.
Absolutely. All right, we'll go to Olivia now.
Yep. Is this one? Yep, this one is it me? Should I ask it, or you want? You got it, Austin. I got mixed up here. My bad.
No, no worries. So Olivia, you ran a college best 1600 this year. Seemed like you were primed for a great season, and obviously, you know, things got cut short. How does that kind of set you up for next year? Are you, does it motivate you? Does it kind of gives you something to, shoot for next year? Are you excited for the next year? Kind of go through how that has affected you.
Yeah, this past indoor track season, I really focused a lot on some of the shorter races, whereas in the past I focused on more like the 3K, 5K, which are some of the longest races in indoor. But this year I really focused on like some of the shorter ones, and the goal for that was to benefit me during the outdoor season, because I do the steeplechase outdoors, which is super fun. It's like a video game in real life, which I don't play video games, but yeah, it's really fun. And so the goal was to just kind of activate some more of those fast twitch muscles to carry that over into the 3K steeplechase race. And it really does motivate me for next year, this upcoming year, my senior year, just trying to get faster, get more efficient at getting over the steeplechase barriers. It all kind of plays together. Indoor track and outdoor track, they're kind of intermixed in my mind because one always benefits the other. They kind of go together. So yeah, that's definitely exciting. Makes me excited for next year. Obviously, it's my last year, so that's super exciting. Hopefully, just hoping to finish well. So yeah.
Good. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense here. We're gonna roll this next question. We got 2 questions left here. The next one goes to Jackson. Now, as cross country seems to be kind of a sport that's dominated by, the upper 2 grades here, juniors, seniors, just they've been running longer that just need that mileage, and you need years of high mileage to kind of reach that level. So I was looking through the last year's NSIC championships, and Jackson, you were one of 4 underclassmen who made the top 20. Now I know there's not like some secret, but what do you think are some key factors that have allowed you to be successful early on in college?
I guess just motivation. Throughout high school, I've always had to fight for my spot on the team. Even as a senior, I was fighting against a kid named Aaron Ryan. I don't know if you know him, but All-American, state champion, crazy runner. And so I'm used to having to fight for those spots. And so nothing really changed when I came to college, and I knew that. And so I was trying to make my way up and see how high I can get. And then, that particular race, that was not very fun to run, but I kept pushing it. My face in pictures is awful. I hate every picture taken of me during that race because I was just gritting it out. But it was just push myself and saying I can do it, and it'll be worth it in the end. So you can either take the easy way out and be mad for a long time, or push it for a little bit of time and be happy for a while. So I chose the second one.
Can we get that on a t-shirt? That was good. That was good. No, that makes a lot of sense. It sometimes seems like people ask questions about, athletics in general, and it seems like, hey, what's the secret? And it's like, well, there is no secret. You just have to get up every single day and do the same thing for 360 days a year, and it's like grinding it out. Like it's raining, it's snowing, it's there's ice on the ground. Like there is no like secret. It's just like, it's in reality it's very boring. It's very methodical. But anyways, we're gonna round it out with the boss here, Coach Mahaffie, 3rd year at NSU, 2nd year as the head coach of cross country. Could you kind of give us a little preview of what to expect on the men's and women's side going into cross country this year? Maybe a kind of a update on summer training, or what are things looking like this next year for the cross teams?
Yeah, so like you kind of talked about with Jackson and like Ricardo, they had really great cross country seasons last year. They kind of set the ball high for the rest of the team. As far as, as a whole, how they're doing. That was the first time in, maybe 10 years that we had 2 athletes in the top 20. So that was really awesome to see. They work really hard. So I feel like, those 2 really set a good example for the rest of the guys. On our ladies side, we're coming back with, a lot of the ladies are going to be returners, a lot of upperclassmen. And like Sarah and Livia talked about, they're really close knit. 6, all the upperclassmen are living together. So I feel like there's an extra layer of motivation there. They're coming on their last year. They're all together, they're dialed in. So it's going to be really interesting to see after this solid summer of training, what the ladies are capable of doing coming this cross season. With our track season, it was kind of, unfortunate that we didn't get an outdoor season. But with that, they'd had some extra time to build some base mileage underneath them for this fall cross country season. So I think that's going to really help them coming in when cross starts in August.
No, yeah, that's awesome. That's good. Okay. So we're gonna kind of round out the show with a quick around the horn. Unfortunately, we're gonna have short answers here, and then we're gonna sign off. Austin, you want to ask this one, and then I'll do the sign off here.
Absolutely. So, what is the hardest race in track? We'll start with Sarah.
Oh, the hardest race. I don't know.
Are these out of distance races or any race and track?
Any race.
Any
Hardest race.
Any race.
Hardest distance.
I mean,
And you get like a couple sentences to justify.
Okay. I don't know. I've never ran a 10K, but that sounds miserable. I don't go up that far. I'm more of a mid-distance, so a 10K, like, I can't imagine how horrible that is. So that might be it. But also, like, the 800 really sucks. So
It's a popular answer. Popular answer.
Yeah, that could be it.
Jackson.
It's like a glorified 400, so you just have to like sprint for longer. It's just really terrible.
Yeah, 800 was the answer we're looking for. That's the show. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Next person.
Jackson.
Probably a tie between the 800 and maybe like 400 hurdles or something like that. I've never done the hurdles, but everyone who does it doesn't look too good afterwards. So it looks pretty hard. And then the 800, man, it's a sprint anymore. Like getting into the 150s, 140s is not. You're sprinting the whole time, and it's not enjoyable anymore. You can't strategize. You can't sit back and relax. You just got to go and hope your legs can go faster than the next person.
All right, Jorge.
All right. The correct answer is a steeplechase. Why? Because it still combines that hurdle and still combines that speed. We're still talking 3K. And okay, if you see a hurdler hit a hurdle, it sucks. But if you see a steeplechase guy like hitting that steeple, yeah, good luck. And then you're not getting back up from that one. So thinking about that, like hardly ever do you see someone destroy that barrier and get up. So I honestly think that is the hardest. And then after having to jump that thing again and again and again for almost 2 miles, it's a lot.
All right, Livia Wallace, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd say that there's like definitely 2 parts that go into running. There's the mental part and the physical part. And I'd say that steeplechase pretty well covers both of those. And I might be biased because I'm a steeplechaser. But yeah, I agree with Jorge. Like if you hit those barriers, they're made out of wood and you're going down. Like I haven't done that yet, but it's just I don't know, the fact of like getting over them for like 2 miles straight, and anybody like could theoretically do steeplechase and just kind of hop over it, but to do it well, I think is the most difficult race in my opinion. So
all right, and coach, round us out. Toughest race and track.
Okay, honestly, this is a very loaded question because obviously each person has different strengths and weaknesses. So what could be someone's hardest race isn't someone else's hardest race. But if I had to pick one, I would say the 800, because it's more of a equal blend between the aerobic and anaerobic system. And I know from a coach's standpoint, like I think one of the harder events to train or to coach because of that reason. So I'd have to go with that, 800. 400 hurdles feels similar, right, I would say, to an 800 when you're looking at it, but still going 8.
All right, Adam, close us out.
This is an emotional morning for me. I would maybe like I love the 800 was my favorite, but like Livia said, the 15 was harder for me. Like going up, like I ran cross country, but like going up to the 15, man, that's tough. Like when people start getting sub 4s, mid 50, like mid 350s, and that 15, that gets dicey. You gotta run, what is it? I don't know. I mean, you're running like close to 60-second quarters. So it's like, it's just rough. It's like the opening 400 of an 800, but you got to do it 3 3/4 time. So my final answer 15, but the 800 is pretty disgusting. With that wraps up episode 12 of the Wolves Coffee Hour. Thanks for tuning in. And for those of you who are going to watch it after the fact, thanks for that as well. Look for more info on season 2. We're going to take a week or 2 off here and kind of give you guys a break from us, maybe a little bit, as much as we need a break too. But look for information on season 2 coming soon. We went out strong. I appreciate it. thanks to the cross country team for joining us today, and we'll see you in a couple weeks for season 2. Stay tuned for info on that. Thank you. Go Wolves.
Yeah. Go Wolves.
Wolves.